So how much do I get paid? 25 bucks a car?
Paid? You don't get paid. You kidding? You work on commission. That's better than being paid. Most cars you rip are worth $200 or $300. $50,000 Porsche might make you $5,000. Come on, dickhead. It helps if you dress like a detective, too. Detectives dress kind of square. People think this guy's a cop. They don't think you're packing something. They don't fuck with you so much.
Are you?
What?
Packing something.
An asshole gets killed for a car. Guys that make it are the guys that get in their cars at any time. Get in at 3 a.m., get up at 4. That's why there ain't a repo man I know that don't take speed.
Speed, huh? Jesus Christ. I never broke into a car, never hotwired a car, kid. I never broke into a trunk. I shall not cause harm to any vehicle nor the personal contents thereof, nor through inaction let that vehicle or the personal contents thereof come to harm. It's what I call the repo code, kid. Don't forget it. Etch it in your brain. Not many people got a code to live by anymore. Hey, look at that. Look at those assholes over there. Ordinary fucking people. I hate them. Me too.
What do you know, kid?
See, an ordinary person spends his life avoiding tense situations. Repo man spends his life getting into tense situations.
Then we followed up with Lonesome and Michael.
Let's go get a drink. Tense situations, kids. Get into 5 or 6 of them a day don't mean shit anymore. I mean, I've seen men stabbed. Didn't mean shit. You know, I've seen guns too. They don't mean shit. But that's when you gotta watch yourself. Here, I'll handle it, pal. Try to settle down. Okay. Have a nice day. Or night.
Night, day, doesn't mean shit.
Wasn't that Otto?
Otto who?
Code of the Repo Man. Know it, live it, love it. Let's go. Good evening, everyone. I am Lorenzo. This is my comic book son, Marcus. And every Wednesday, we're here to talk about comic books and whatever else we feel like talking about. And it's all brought to you by the Alternative City Shop. I not only love reading indie comics, but I've self-published several indie comics of my own. You can find them on my Alternative City Shop, which has a link below this video. There, you'll find, along with my comics, t-shirts, stickers, and mystery boxes, you find pins and magnets that I call CBOs, or comic book originals, which are buttons, magnets, and pocket mirrors that I make from superhero comic books. These are one-of-a-kind items made from images cut directly from comic books, not photocopies, so each one is unique.
Each one is unique.
Yep. I want to say real quick, there's a very good chance we may lose power because we're going to be hit with some kind of storms, thunderstorms, and possible tornadoes and all kind of shit. So if we do, hopefully we're still alive and we're okay. But don't panic because there's nothing wrong with your TV screen. It's just that, the power has knocked us out and Circle will be left over. Hopefully he'll be fine and you guys will be fine and you'll go about your business like nothing happened. So just saying. Hopefully it doesn't want to happen though, but there it is. How are you, son?
I'm well. How about yourself?
Yeah, fairly a little bit of a sore knee from my softball double hitter Monday night. So,
how'd that go for you?
We actually were in the second game. We were actually almost had the lead in the second game. It was a competitive game, and we just lost by a few as opposed to being slaughtered like we were in the first game. So maybe showing progress.
coming right along.
I'm gonna
Good to
ride
get
on.
out there and get moving. I was just thinking, man, I need to start doing after dinner walks or something. I ain't getting any younger.
Mm.
Uh, well, we got the homie
Oh,
80s guy, my flavored whiskey brother, is in the house tonight. What up, 80s guy? We appreciate you joining us
80.
as always. The lovely Miss Janet is here, so I do think we're gonna be all right tonight. My man Perry Gaming. What up, Perry? Thanks for coming through, my man.
Mhm.
Jenny is here, the green woman. Uh,
What's up, Jenny?
picker. What up, Jenny? Thanks for coming through. And of course, we have
Um,
our guest tonight, Sam from Sinopa Publishing. Look for him here shortly.
yeah, Sam, what's up? He's gonna be the guest tonight, coming up pretty soon, pretty doggone soon. Hope you pull and the lights won't go out. That's
Fingers
uh,
crossed.
fingers crossed. Best wishes and all that jazz. Yeah. Man, I mean, what else is happening, man? And I hear and doesn't really affect us one way or another, maybe in some ways, but Diamond Distribution has been sold to some other conglomeration.
Alliance something or other.
Yeah, well, they're already into like tchotchkes and doodads and things, but maybe they just want to expand their line into comics, or they want to use the distribution, or maybe they just don't know. Sometimes these corporations just don't know what the hell they're buying. They have to buy shit, that's like, let me buy this thing, and see what we can do with that. But we'll see what happens.
I hope it's a good thing, I hope they're just not coming to, get their money and get out. But
Bones, pick the bones of whatever's
yeah.
left of Diamond. Yeah. Yeah, I hope so, man. But if not, part of me was kind of hoping that Diamond would just go away. But I know it's a lot of people's jobs and stuff like that, and so I don't want to wish that on them. But maybe it was time for them to be pushed aside, and the other distributors take over now, because maybe this new company wants to revitalize the company and revise the monopoly that Diamond once had, I should say. Was that Jenny?
Southern
Right, Southern Comfort Black.
Black.
Really? You recommended that? You're the flavored whiskey guy, so maybe you did. I don't know. I may
Oh,
stick
is that
with
a
it.
whiskey? Okay, there we go. Black whiskey. Okay.
I didn't have
All right.
I had Southern Comfort regular. That's what Janis Joplin used to drink. Somebody say that's what killed her. But uh, Southern Comfort regular is kind of really sweety, almost syrupy, as I remember those many years ago when I had it. But I don't know how black is different. It might be different. What's up, TN Comedy? Thomas, how you doing, brother?
We also got Mike's Total Dragon Channel. Great name.
Man, don't get it twisted. Not Partial Dragon Channel. Total Dragon Channel. How you doing, my friend? It's awesome. Oh, it literally is spicy. Ooh, spicy. Ooh. Spicy is kind of like what's that stuff? Fireball. I had some Fireball eggnog over the holidays. It was pretty spicy. Stick with the old man. It was 80s. This is the man right here. This is the whiskey expert. Dump this bovine. I'm not up on either one of them.
Strong opinions from my man about whiskey.
I would expect none other. No other kind. But that's other than I can't think of anything new that's happening in the old comic book realm. I drink over. Oh, okay. Double down. I'm doubling down.
Comic-Con here in Kansas City was a good time this weekend. It's I was always kind of sad when it's over because we got a whole another year till it comes back, but another great
Yeah.
in the
How
book.
about your experience?
No, it was good. It was good. I got a signature from Pam Grier for someone. So I got to chat with her for a little bit.
Oh, my cousin Pam Grier was there. She was there.
Jackie Brown herself. Yeah, I got some
Jackie
cool
Brown.
books. I that 8 Billion Genies 1A. I went and got that signed and slabbed and sold it for Comics Curing Cancer. Ended up with you. I found a replacement, so I got another 1A for 8 Billion Genies. Maybe we'll get it signed again. We'll see, but yeah, we got some stuff done. But overall, great con. Can't wait to do it again next year.
Nice.
And yes, Pam Grier is 75 years old, and she
Good.
is spectacular. For a
Still looks great.
75-year-old woman, she looks spectacular, man.
Awesome. That's nice. Man, I'm glad she's doing the comic book circuit now. I never got to see her in person. Oh, she was before I killed my Twitter account. The real Pam Grier actually followed me on Twitter. I thought that was pretty cool.
So Perry mentions my ASM 300. So I won an ASM 300, believe it or not, an 8.5 newsstand. And I was going to sell it at the con for a little extra con money. And so I hooked it up with my friend Beckerman, who had a booth, who was working a booth there. And they were going to let me sell it at this booth with no charge. So it was pretty awesome. But Beckerman accidentally ended up knocking my ASM down and cracking the slab. And so I did not get to sell it because it had a cracked slab. But the upside is that he is getting it pressed and he's sending it back into CGC. So it's switching from CBCS to a CGC slab, which overall it makes it worth more. And it's getting pressed. And I'm told that it might go from an 8.5 to a 9.0, maybe 9.2. So it's funny how those things work. I was hoping to get a little extra money, but it might work out in the end if I get a grade bump. So we'll see how that goes.
Depending on how your grader feels that day, you never know.
Yeah, fingers crossed he had a good night.
Mm-hmm.
We got Larry Love in the house as well, also known as
Larry Love, the man with the Tea Time movie and the great set of pipes. What's happening, Larry?
And there's also Space Case, which you highlighted there.
I know.
What up, Space Case?
Oh yeah. Wrong one. So yeah. What's up, Larry and Space Case? Good to see both of you folks. And also, Thomas,
9.2.
have you I have not collected the first one of my first comic book ever, because that would be the Fantastic Four. And that's one hell of a run. I've never had more than a few dozen FFs at one time or another, because that's been running since I've been alive almost. And
I would say yes. West Coast Avengers. I have every single West Coast Avenger ever. There's none that I don't have, except for maybe some variants, but I have every issue.
Only things I've ever collected full runs of would be I think Preacher. I had a full run of that, but I ended up selling it, and that was only 75 issues. And I think of course short stuff like Alias, Jessica Jones. I had that run of 17, 18 books. So that's why I like short books, because I've a short attention span, and I mean short runs, I should say, not short books. So yeah, I'm not a long run kind of a guy, a long story, but I've been moving a lot in my life and stuff like that. So I haven't been able to, stay in one place and maintain an archive of stuff, for a long time. Thanks for asking.
Space Case, I'd be down for some Midwest Avengers. I'd be all in on that.
Jesus. Who would be the stars of Midwest Avengers?
I don't even know who's from the Midwest. I don't even know.
That's what she said, Perry. Hey, I don't like it.
Perry with the jokes always.
Yeah. Out there. Yep. So so that's what's going on as far as I can tell. Other than the weather and stuff like that. What's going? Oh my God. You still not watching? You're gonna wait till it all piles up. I keep asking this every week, and you keep saying nope. I'm gonna wait till it all ends. I'm gonna just crash it and read it. Watch it all together. So
Nope. I will binge it the week before the finale, and then I'll watch the finale with everybody. That's the way I like to do it. It's gonna be fun though. I can't wait.
It is.
I hate waiting week to week, man. I like to get the whole story. I'm the same way with my comic books. You guys know. I don't like to read one issue. I like to read 5, 6, 7 issues at a time. I like to get the full story.
Actually, I just end up doing that anyway, because I end up getting behind.
Because you got to reread it, right?
Exactly. Reread it. If the stuff I'm current on, I have to end up rereading. But stuff that I'm falling behind on, I end up binging it. I got a bunch that I'm behind on now, so I got hours of binging ahead of me for a bunch of titles.
I got to catch up on my Marvel titles. I'm behind.
Oh yeah. Luckily, I'm getting fewer and fewer of those, so I'm getting like less further and further behind. Except for the ultimate titles, which are the only Marvels that I'm buying right now. Stumbles in drunk off Twitch. There's Sickotron. What's happening?
What up, sicko?
Who are you?
Floridian Avengers sounds like a nightmare.
Are you the Secretary of Defense? What are you doing stumbling in drunk? Floridian Avengers.
Shots fired. Check your signal app. That stuff is crazy.
It is crazy. I know, right? Yeah. Who could have seen that coming? Could have seen a hard drinking, woman beating, former TV talking head guy being hired as a Secretary of Defense being a problem. If only we had a sign. Only we had a sign.
Emails.
I know, right? Oh my God. Where are those people now? Where are they now? Nothing at all.
No, everything's fine now. Nothing matters.
Fine. It's all fine. Was that meme you guys have, with the house on fire? Everything's fine. Everything's fine.
Nothing matters in this stupid world.
It's all fine. Everything's fine. Oh, and there's Phil. Did we see Phil yet? Phil, the man himself.
Hey, what up, Phil?
Hey. We love squirrels here. We don't have brown squirrels, and I don't think we have brown or red squirrels in North America. I could be wrong. I've never seen one in person. So we only have gray squirrels. Those are only in Europe, other places, things like that. Down in Australia, they have all manner of beasts, all of them are trying to kill you at the same time. It's a crazy place. If I'll ever be down there. Good luck to all you folks who are down there. So, like I said,
thank you. Did you get your books this week?
Yeah, I got them, and I got a bigger stack of them than I got from places like my comic shop in those places. So, yeah, I could probably do that before Sam comes on. What do we get? You get yours, or you gonna wait till Friday?
Diamond was late this week, so I'm waiting. Wait until all the books come in.
I'm late. Well, what did I get? A couple things I got from the online community. One of them is a book that I had once before. Speaking of the Fantastic Four, my first Marvel experience. I got the Fantastic Four King Size Special number 4, which is I got it in probably got good condition. I would say solid good. It's hard to get these square bound books in a really, really great shape. If you do, man, it's rare. But this one is not falling apart and it's decent. I just wanted something that was decent because there's a couple of things. One, because I did have it before and I probably sold it most like I did before. I used to have to do before, just sell it to pay bills. I may have to do it again with my Social Security coming to an end at some point. But but that's another story. But there's a story in here. The only reason this book exists, most of the time annuals and those things were just made to just reprints and maybe put your B team on a story. This is actually a Jack and Stan story in the beginning. This is the original Human Torch versus Johnny Storm, the current Human Torch. And the only reason they made this book is to retain rights, I should say, to the original Human Torch, much to the chagrin of the creator of the original Human Torch, who just MF'd them all to death, because he was pretty sure that in 1966 his rights would revert back to him. Right? Wrong. Nope. Did not revert back to him. Stan and Jack wrote this thing just to maintain the rights to the original Human Torch, and then they promptly killed him. They had Johnny fight him. The Mad Thinker was the villain in this, and the Mad Thinker's creation, Quasimodo, or whatever the hell he was, killed the original Human Torch, and they carried his body off in the end. And there's a little sequence where Johnny says, even though he tried to kill me, I still can't find it in my heart to hate him. So it's like, Stan kind of twisting the knife a little bit, as he writes that line. And then Ben has the next line, yeah, well, you win a few, you lose a few, and that's the end of this whole, this poor guy's dreams go up in smoke because they want to maintain the rights to a character and they're not even going to use him. Oh, that's just so cruel. Anyway, that's the story that goes along with that book. That's why I have that book. What else I get from? This is from my comic shop order, and my T-Fall order this month have been fantastic. This is the way I want. I got like 5 books from my comic shop and maybe 5 or 6 from T-Fall. That's the way I really want to keep it. That's really the way I want to order stuff in the future online and even from the shops, except for the occasional week. So I'm really glad to get down with my order and my bad self. This is Spider-Verse, the latest one, New Blood. It's like but umpteen versions of the Spider-Verse because they're always introducing new characters. But I only bought this one because it's the what do you call it? The design variant. I'm a design variant lover, and this is New Blood, the name of the character. They don't even have any good names anymore. It's a lame ass name. New Blood. New Blood is the character that does being homaged. Not I should say being whatever they call that shit when they do the character design cover. It was like $5 for the 1 in 10. Not bad. So it's the same price as the regular cover, so I just bought it anyway. Detective Comics reprint of number 31 from 1939. Imagine this a little bit wider. DC does such great reprints. They make them with newsprint. So I got this for like maybe like $4.50, something like that, with the 35% off. So it was a pretty good deal to get this from them. I'll pop it open one day with that iconic cover. Love that cover. It's been homaged even many times, as well as I think it's another. Who's that one you got me with from the Red Room? The Red Room series. That was a homage of an homage, and it was so cool, man. I love that cover.
Homage of Neil Adams is homage to the original. Yeah,
exactly. That's it. Neil Adams did a fantastic homage of that book, even better than the original. You ask me.
Some would say, yeah.
Some say. This one is the Herculoids, which I did flip through it, but it looked like something I probably don't want to read. It's just like, I guess, from nostalgia and for this cover. This is a 1 in 40 by Mike Mignola of the Herculoids #1. $6. I mean, this is incredible. How can that can go for so little? Maybe they make so damn many of them that there's so many other 1 in 40s out there that they're not even that much. This is it's really nice for $6.
Well, incentive covers don't cost more to make, right? I mean, unless they paid a bunch for the art. But they cost more to buy, but they're the same price.
Exactly. And I mean that they there's so many copies of the A covers that I guess the multiples of the 1 in 10s and the 1 in 20s and so forth. There's like so many of those that the value goes down. Maybe that's what makes it so cheap. Maybe just nobody bought the damn Herculoids. That could be it too. The other one is the 1 in 60 by this guy, Joseph Michael Lisner. 1 in 60, and this was $12. It was double that one, but this is like much more hard to find, and it's a pretty nice looking cover. I like Lisner's stuff, and it's a nice ink sketch version of that Herculoids family.
That's cool.
Yeah. Cover buys for a decent price. I'm all about it. And the last one is what is it, $3 for this they call it the Outcast. It's like the thing on the back, a certificate of authenticity. Jean Zhang, a variant of Ice Cream Man number 22, number 505 out of 600. Only 600 made of this. I think a Comics Elite may have had something to do with this too. Are they still even in business, Comics Elite? I haven't been on their site in forever. They might be.
I think so.
Yeah.
Okay. Zhang Gang.
The Jane Gang, man. That's why for this for $3, I couldn't turn it down for this limited thing, and Ice Cream Man to boot. So that's some good deals from my comic shop. From my for real comic shop. I got some books this week. This is a big week. Big fucking week for books. I was hoping for a small week so I wouldn't have to spend so much money. But it was a big week. And this is one I'm looking really forward to. This is one that we're talking about a lot. Yeah, Free for All from Horvath. Oh man, this is so up my alley. Oh, Bobby D, I didn't see you there. What's happening? That's K-pop. Bobby D.
Bobito.
And Katie. Hey,
We got
welcome, folks.
K-pop. What up, K-pop?
Hey, hey. And then we say, hi, Juno. Yeah, Juno's here too. Juno, hook up,
Yes,
Juno.
Juno
You
is
know
right on
what
time.
I'm saying? Right on time. But man, this is probably going to be a what's good next week. I'm pretty damn sure. I can't imagine it being anything but good. And it's a one shot, which I love. In the bag of tricks is far down below. Mad Cave. This was one of the many good books that was available last week for it could have been a penultimate candidate. This is about some cavern under some guy's house that's haunted, and the kids go down there and weird stuff starts to happen. 13 books this week. 13 books. It's kind of a big week for me. My only Marvel. Oh, scratch that. 2 Marvels. There's one more. There's also another Ultimate in there somewhere. Is Ultimate Wolverine number 3. I missed number 2 somehow. I did not sub to it. And it had that awesome cover on it, so I'll probably try to get that from my comic shop. Still got to decide if I'm going to keep with subscribing to Ultimate Wolverine because we'll see about that. One of the 2 books from our team, our team from what's the furthest place from here? This is the one by Matthew Rosenberg. We're taking everyone down with it. This was actually the penultimate book. This one, and this is the cover that it's not the A cover, but it's the artist on this one. This is actually one of the the Virgin cover is one of the books on the thumbnail for this week's show. That's the one the second from the left there. So that's the Virgin cover. That might be a 1 in 100. So that's
very nice.
Oh yeah, that's way too rich for my blood. But this one would do just fine, and I'll bet it's good too. But this book is $4.99, and Tyler Boss's book is $3.99. So this one has a little bit nicer paper quality, maybe a wee bit thicker. But since it's Image, the creators can name their own, I guess, cover price and paper quality and all that stuff, which is yeah, it's awesome. Yeah, man. Earliest ice cream man I have is I just got a number 2. Working on that number 1. Hard to find number 1 ungraded though. Although everybody that's got the number 1's low print run, and everybody's got the number 1 graded because it gets so much for it if you can get it graded. Second one right behind it is Tyler Boss's book. We're just talking about it. I hope I didn't say Crook. I was getting my Tylers mixed up. There's a third guy named Tyler making comics too, so I want to get into that triad right there of my Tylers and get them all mixed up. You Do Bad Things. This is a $3.99 book, but it's equally as good because that team is awesome. Both those guys are fantastic comic book creators. Torchforge. Happy Wednesday. How you doing, my friend? Happy Wednesday, indeed. I wish I had time, Sickotron. I wish I had time, but a story for another day. Yes. Bad things, very bad things. All right, coming down here is Martian Manhunter. Damn, this is a colorful book. If nothing else, I've seen the preview, and the preview is like super duper. It's as colorful as the cover here. Hope this is as good as the other Ultimate books have been. Ultimate Flash is, I'll talk about that later. That was pretty awesome.
Absolute,
yeah.
You're saying Ultimate.
They're interchangeable to me. If I say absolute, ultimate, absolute to me is like, because you know what I'm saying. I'm sure any person, if I had a person from DC on here, they would just like cut my head off if I say it's Ultimate. Speaking of Ultimates, the Ultimate Spider-Man, the other one of the
Absolute Spider-Man. Let's go.
There you go. Absolute Spider-Man. Why not? This is I'm a little bit behind on this one too. But like I say, let them pile up and just binge them. especially the mainstream books. I'm so busy reading the indies, I forget about the mainstream sometimes. I think, is it Hades? Maybe it's supposed to be the first appearance of Absolute Hades in Absolute Wonder Woman. It might be, but I think something's happening in here. But the story's been so good, you know, worth picking up. Left here. All right. The Seasons, number 3. The Seasons has been a delight. This has been such a wonderful book so far. And I am current on the Seasons. It's because only 2 issues so far. And don't plan on dropping this anytime soon. At number 1, I think the 1 per store is still holding its price pretty well too. It hasn't gone down that much. Good. Bitterroot, The Next Movement, 1 of 5. We talked about this. This was the final book last week. This is such an underrated. It's been gone for a while. Sometimes if you're gone, out of sight, out of mind. But man, I expect nothing but greatness from that title. Last couple, 2, 3 is Howl from Melissa Whitney and Morissette from Ahoy Comics. We've talked about this many times on the show before. This is a book you should be reading because it combines like several different genres and is totally worth your time. Last couple, I think. Dust to Dust. Dust to Dust is number 4 already? Yeah, number 4 already. Caught up on this. The last one was pretty brutal. Pretty brutal, but pretty damn amazing. This has been the story of the Dust Bowl and a murder mystery, possible serial killer operating in Oklahoma, where the wind comes whipping down the trees. Yeah, this has been really nice in this sepia tone, or is it sepia? I think I've heard it pronounced sepia. I could be mispronouncing it, but this is this one tone, different shades of that same tone throughout the book. Fantastic artwork, really awesome story.
Yeah, I might get a trade for that one.
Yeah, you should. It's worth it. That would be worth a good Saturday sit down and read right there. Is it sepia? I heard someone else say sepia. I must be wrong then. Sepia. Okay. I'll take your word for it, sweetie. All right, last one. The last one is the kind of confusing one that we talked about last week with the title. But I've got guarantees from Frank at the shop that this is amazing. It's Kids, one shot from what circle is it? The 9th Circle. This is this one shot a month that they've been doing on Image. This big full size series that they're doing. Like, take that, Distillery. We got a full size thing going on too. So this is going to be a good read, I'll bet you, because it was highly recommended by Frank. I'm going to have to turn this thing off. Camera, yeah, I don't know. Oh God. Well, that's it. That's it for the stuff that I picked up. And let me see. Yeah, and Sam's in the house, so we're gonna go ahead and bring Sam on. So Sam, for those of you who don't know, Sam is from Sinopa Publishing, and he has a Kickstarter that is just started. I would say in the middle, but he started like a week ago, maybe. So he's close to a third funded, and I can share a little bit of that. I'm just gonna bring him on first, and we'll talk about it later. Invite, and here he is.
What's up, gentlemen?
What's happening, Sam?
Lorenzo, Marcus, guys, thanks for having me on again. I appreciate y'all.
Oh man, no problem.
But you know what? I have something else I want to share with you because we're talking about cool books.
Okay.
I got something this week. Oh yeah.
It's a beauty.
This is from a different creator. This is not from me, but this is a book I've been supporting for years through Kickstarter. Issue 25 through Kickstarter, Miskatonic High by Mike Shea. This book has been so much fun with this Lovecraftian high school kind of stuff going on, man. If you haven't seen it, definitely get into it. This is so much fun. And you can find them on Kickstarter, and they've got a couple other sources for them too. but fantastic book.
Nice.
And something else, I haven't hung it up yet.
Mhm.
One of our artists who she's done a lot of stuff for us for role-playing game books that we put out. She did a painting. She posted on Facebook. She wanted to sell it. I bought the painting and I bought the rights for it because we're going to make this into buttons and some other stuff too for con appearances. But the original, I'm trying to find where I'm going to hang it. But check that out for some of the absolutely fantastic talent out there, man.
Wow.
Is that not gorgeous?
It'll make a great button. That
Yeah.
looks great.
It's
Yeah.
going to look great on my wall too. I don't know if I'm putting it on the wall here or if I'm going to put it in my office across town. I don't know yet. But yeah, it's been a heck of a week. And we went down to San Antonio, Texas,
Mhm.
from where I'm here in Frankfort, Kentucky. So that was 1,151 miles each way.
Wow.
We were at the One Day Anarch Press 40th anniversary. It was a blast.
Wow.
Tipping our time traveling psychedelic mushrooms. Now, you guys know this, but I know you haven't told the audience yet.
Mhm.
We are making use of those secret tiers that Kickstarter put out. So I'm going to put some links for you in the private chat as we go through here. Those are the discount codes. I sent you guys those through our DMs a couple weeks ago, so you guys had them. Everyone, of course, is welcome to use them. You get in at a discounted rate and get some cool stuff. Always happy to do that. This is a neat feature, and just try and give back to the people who have been helping me put the word out and make things good for their people, and just trying to make things happy for everybody.
Oh, well, thank you.
Yeah, my pleasure, man.
Very cool.
Yeah. Tibby and her time traveling psychedelic mushrooms issue 2, where we go back to a very famous music festival in 1969 after she decides that she's going to try this again to see what happens. Hurls her back, and she spends this whole issue is basically just hanging out with hippies, getting really high, listening to fantastic music. My dad makes a guest appearance on motorcycle through this. It's just
cool.
it is just a fun time. Issue 3 is a little more hardcore. We go back and she encounters our first real villain. We'll hopefully get to that later this year and either launch it later this year or early next year. But the guys have done just amazing work on the art so far, and we're just funding the rest of the production costs and the shipping for everybody. And we have a video, but just a quick heads up. This was done by my friend Heather, and she puts a lot of come hither into this work because I asked her to. So Marcus, Marcus, this you're gonna like this, man. You're gonna appreciate it.
This the video here?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Let's play this video.
She's really good.
All right.
Hello again, comic book fans. Tibby is back with her time-traveling psychedelic mushrooms for a fun-filled trip through time.
Marcus'
There's
heart rate just
trippy
went up.
colors, wild comments in chat, naked hippies,
She can
a
have
historic music festival, and 4 special not safe for work splash pages where the bubbles come off
Ooh, I love that
exclusively
splash
in
page.
this crowdfunding edition. Fuck
Scroll down.
dinosaurs. We're going back in time to 1969 for a legendary music festival. Rated 18 and up for nearly nude and fully nude content, as well as psychedelic substance use. Pledge today.
Yeah, that's the one
Oh.
right there.
Like I said, man, she put some come hither on that. And this one, the nudity is basically historic stuff. Like, a lot of naked hippies running around this particular music festival. And then, of course, we've got the 4 splash pages that when we were originally designing the campaign, were going to be stretch goals. We just said, no, we'll just put them on in there and just make it just for the crowdfunding edition. We're going to do an update probably Thursday or Friday where we're going to make those splash pages available as prints as well. So, because we had some people asking about that, and I thought that was kind of cool. So we'll go ahead and make that happen as well. But we've got 2 gorgeous covers. The one that's kind of safe for work and then the one that's definitely not. And then the interiors, of course, the line art done by Damian Torres, the colors done by Dakota Erhan. Want to get another page in there, probably pay the guys next week, and should be able to get that done right before the campaign ends to show it off a little bit.
Ooh-wee.
So this is, I love this one because Damian wanted to do something special, and so he said, Tibby's a streamer, so what happens when you accidentally leave your stream running when you go take a shower or something? And so this whole thing, when you scroll down, you see her mom's in the chat, Tibby, you're still alive.
And there you are.
Yeah. It says, Tibby, this isn't in the contract, hon. But these other three guys here, one of these folks is actually, you'll see them in the comments section on the Alternative City Comics Instagram page. He's also been following us. And then the other two, one of them comes from following Damian Torres, and the other comes from also following the Sinopa Instagram page. And so we went and we threw them up. We changed their names a little bit so we didn't, sell them out or anything. But we did Damian actually went in and drew in likenesses of their avatars instead of like copying and pasting. Literally just hand drew all new avatars for them. So like the one lady took her picture and just drew her little portrait in avatar size. The dude spent I think it was 21 hours on this page, just on the line art.
What?
Yeah, it's just heavy, man, real heavy. So it was pretty cool.
Like it was gonna pay by the hour. That's nice.
Yeah, I mean, we're hoping that first off, we gotta get funded, of course, but we're hoping to get to about 18,000, and 18,000 we can actually bump the team's pay rate up. And by the team, I mean we'll be bumping Damian, Dakota, Taylor Esposito, who's our letterer, and Alexia Veldhausen, bump their pay rates up. I don't get paid out of Kickstarters. I take and I print stuff and I sell stuff at conventions and put it out to stores and stuff, which is where we make the money to start on the next project. But really want to see if we can make a big push through the next 3 weeks and get this out here. Because I've got some pretty specific opinions about page rates. I know our budget right now in interior is $250 a page, which is for line art, colors, and lettering, and that's pretty low. It's pretty good for indies, but it still doesn't change the fact that it's pretty low when you do calculate out by the hour. I'd like to get to the point where we're funding well enough that we can bump that to $400 or $500 a page. But to do that, we got to be doing $18,000, $20,000 campaigns to make that happen. But I think that paying artists to do art and letting them spend their time as artists instead of having to split it between different gigs is how you encourage the arts and you get the quality that we're seeing here.
Wow,
100%.
And we're using the same printer, so we got that same nice paper everyone likes.
Mm-hmm.
That nice soft
paper, yeah. It's like satiny smooth paper.
Yep.
Well,
So
I am excited about this one. I am backing this one. I'm getting all of the covers in, so I need everybody to click that link in the chat and do their part and make sure that this ends up in my doorstep. I need it, guys.
And I'm going to go ahead and get you guys those discount codes again so that everyone watching the stream, either live or picking it up afterwards, can use them because we've handed them out. It's like a secret tier that's like the worst kept secret on Kickstarter. But we want to make sure that we're kind of giving back. I've been doing this 8 years, so it's always good to have people coming and helping us make cool stuff. And that's the link that should get anyone into where they can see the secret tiers. Specifically, that one links to the $4 digital discount tier. But then we've got an $8 tier for like the single regular cover, a couple other discount codes in there. So they should be able to see all of them from that one.
Okay.
But the line art on this one, was, I think Damian told me this was 16 hours for line art on it. If you zoom in on them, you just see just how profound the detail is on this.
Yeah. Imagine.
Yeah. The dude has done some really cool stuff. And of course, for those of you who read the first one, if you look at the T-shirt is the severed head from the dinosaur from issue 1, and a little blood track under the boob line where the head rolled.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
But
Callback.
and the weird part, seriously, if you zoom in, you actually be surprised how much detail went into this thing. Man, if we made a poster of it, you could tell it's eye color.
Okay.
Wow. Very.
Such attention to detail.
I would put I'm just going to throw it out there. A Tibby poster would absolutely go on my wall if there was one made. Just throwing it out there.
We've got Tibby posters. Did you guys not get the ones I sent y'all yet?
I think I did. I got the JPEG, I want to say.
No, you guys should have gotten like, oh man, you should have gotten them like last week.
Really?
Yeah, they were in.
Well, I will put that on my wall immediately.
Like big envelopes like this.
Oh, you sent them? You sent actual real posters?
Yeah, you guys should each have.
Yeah,
I think you guys each have 2 in there. Actually,
I haven't been to the my mailbox in a while. It's probably there at the mailbox.
I haven't.
I haven't
seen that. I'll have to look for it.
I haven't been following the tracking on it, but let me know if they didn't get there, and I'll check. And if,
I haven't been there like a month, so I'm sure it's.
I got you.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Let me know if they.
Very cool.
When you guys check it, let me know if they're not there, and we'll go ahead and resend you another one. Then you guys can, whenever those other ones show up, you can give them away as like a giveaway item or something.
That would be dope.
So,
heck yeah.
So for those of you who are watching this now, those of you seeing this later, make sure you're subscribed here for cool commentary, neat comics, and every once in a while, lunatics like me.
Heck yes, that's right. And I did put that secret tier link in the chat, guys. So
cool.
That link's going to give you access to those secret options. So definitely click that link, check it out, see what's available, and put your money down. Let's go.
And this is I've fulfilled over 20 campaigns so far over the last, I think it's like 26 or something between all the different platforms, somewhere around there. I probably should take and count that one day, but one of the things we had that every crowdfunding campaign has, you get spammed by like bogus bot scammers and stuff all the time. And I had a new scam that hit us. They came in and they pledged for our top 2 tiers for the unique, one of a kind, like the original art pieces, you know?
Yeah.
And then messaged me and they're like, yeah, we got people to pledge for that. We can guarantee you so much more. I'm like, your count's 2 hours old. I'm not buying it. And thankfully, we were able to get those bogus pledges bumped. And because they had messaged me and said, well, even if you don't use our services, at least we've got your 2 tiers tied up. And so they were kind of like trying to edge us a little bit. I'm like, yeah, basically. And I'm like, no, we ain't having this. So Kickstarter, was nice enough to bump them out, and they actually blocked me on Twitter where they were messaging me. And then I went back, because you can see people when they block you now, and they've actually now deleted the whole account that they were scamming from. So it was weird, man. It was weird. But we got our top tier stuff open again instead of being tied down by scammers. So fun times.
That sucks, man. You only get a couple of those, or one, maybe 2 of those top tiers, and then these people come in with some bullshit trying to blackmail.
Yeah, and I've seen people come in and do like bogus pledges for like $3 or $4 or whatever, and then they say, hey, well, we can get like 100 other folks in there. I'm like, no, we're not doing that. We're not falling for this BS, because it's the same scam with a different name, So you guys, if you're a Kickstarter creator or aspiring creator, just watch out for that kind of stuff, because it can really mess up your numbers and can be a real pain, especially if they're occupying like your top tier slots.
Man,
that sucks. It's hard enough to get your indie comics off the ground here.
I know,
in this
right?
day and age, and so to have these people piling on, that really sucks, man. I didn't even know this.
And you know what? We got a backer already. Thanks, guys.
All right.
Hey, there
rock.
we go.
That's what I'm talking about. So hey, love that. Love seeing that. Comics are cool, man. And I know you mentioned earlier about the whole thing with the diamond purchase from Alliance. There's
Right.
there's a lot of people talk. Oh yeah, the original line art shot from that.
Mm-hmm.
This one. Now this one was really, really intense. He had 20, I think it's 20 or 21 hours on the line art on this.
Looks like it.
So like this lower left-hand corner looks a lot like one of the images from issue 1, but if you look on the I think we've got the what do you call it, the crap, I just drew a blank on what it's called, where you have the time lapse, where you have the time lapse of the drawing on there. You
Mhm.
literally watch him redraw the entire panel from it, because that was originally like a full page thing they had done, and he just recreated it. It's just a little bit different with like the number of dinosaurs and the bubbles were placed a little differently, but it's almost identical otherwise, so it's just really, really neat. But you can it's another case where he took and he put the details in so fine that you can zoom in on like the digital ones and you'll see like the eyes on the dinosaurs in the background. It's crazy.
Wow. And that's a lot of
Man,
work.
that looks so good.
Yep.
Like some-
Love it.
But we've got her opening up, streaming to her audience, and then you see that her metrics, because I knew you guys we talked about how in the first book she had her stream metrics that were there, and the stream metrics now in this one are like 10 times as much, because she's basically telling them about and then this dinosaur tried to eat me, and people are like, this chick's done flipped
Not a
her
good
wig, this chick's done flipped. And then of course there's the comments in the chat like, hey, are you selling feet pics on OF yet, and stuff like that, and just all kinds of fun stuff that people deal with when they're live on the internet. So
her views are picking up, because in the first issue she was kind of like
5
views. Yeah.
Yeah, like 5 views. And then if you look at the view count on the accidental still live nude thing, it's like 3,000 live or something like that.
Yeah.
So,
Ding 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 ding. Yep.
we have a lot of fun playing with that. So looking forward to getting more pages out and showing off. The production schedule, Damien and Dakota will be knocking out 2 pages a week, and we'll start that part of the production as soon as we hit goal, and then we'll go ahead and get through the rest of the book, because we've got a total of counting the 4 NSFW pages, we've got 28 pages in all. Although Alexia and I are going back and forth on whether or not we're going to add 4 more pages of narrative, so it might go up to 32. But the budget on the printing already accounts for that if we do that. It's not a money thing on that. It's really a story narrative thing on that, to see how much we want to put in and what plays out. So we're playing with those pages to see if we like it better with those extra 4 or without. Because the whole thing about Tibby is you pick it up, you read it, you enjoy it, you get a good laugh, you get fantastic art. And we're not trying to do, we're not trying to do like the Dragonlance saga, or we're not trying to do New Gods or something like that. We're trying to do like a good, fun, happy experience that you can just enjoy, that doesn't insult your intelligence, that just cool art, fun time, and move on. Now issue 3 is going to be a lot bigger, because we've got like chase scenes and cops and all kinds of stuff going on, and nasty Victorian England people. So nothing bad about English people, but Victorian England was weird, man. They had some. If you ever look back on some of the things that they did, especially like whenever they would import mummies and stuff, yeah, that's weird. Yeah, I'm not gonna put it on stream. Just check out sometime what common practices for British people when they would have mummies on display in their homes. It will blow your mind.
Now I have to look it up now. Victorian England mummies. Okay.
Mummies in their homes. Yeah, it was absolutely. Because they would import Egyptian mummies, and just god, disgusting. So
oh my god,
it was terrible. And I mean, I write role-playing games and comics, and to me, I'm like, oh god, that's the truth. The truth in our world is so much stranger than fiction sometimes.
Oh my god. Rich people are some of the nastiest people, It's like
you better believe it.
Stuff.
I mean, this is stuff that would make Diddy sick. Ain't no lie.
Yeah.
No lie.
I can totally believe it. Wow. Well, there's another page. If I can, I hope YT doesn't shut me down. This one here that you also sent us.
Oh yeah, I sent you the fun fact too. This is the first time this has been shown uncensored anywhere.
Anywhere.
Oh yeah, yep. First time it's ever been showed uncensored anywhere. So yeah, guys, check that out. Here's the fun part. This is the first time that you've ever seen nipples on Tibby, right? And so we actually had to have a conversation about how we wanted the nipples to look on the character, because once it's out there, that's canon, right? Yes. So we had to do that. We had to figure out what we wanted for the bikini line and everything. Just it was a remarkable bit of detail that went into figuring this out. So hopefully everyone's enjoying it. But that's gonna make for a nice art print too.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. This could be the post you have on your wall.
Now, does anyone see the Easter egg on this image?
What is that below her?
It's like the faucet.
So if you look right under her butt, there's that same psychedelic frog from issue 1.
That's what I was looking at.
Ran right past.
Okay.
So that same trippy ass little frog just chilling in the bath.
We are so canceled.
Your eyes are brought to the to the spot. Yeah, maybe I should go back to the other one here. We're always watching. We're always trying to find something, you know.
and I hope here's the thing. I hope everyone is enjoying this as like the art of it, right? Because while there is nudity in this, there's nothing that's like really over the top. You know, you've got just naked people running around just like you did at the music festival, and I see no eggs.
Yeah, you're so distracted by other things, you know.
Yeah. We did have some people on the internet that's like, why is she so thick? Why is she so curvy? I'm like, well, she's designed after the way women look.
A real woman.
So
most women.
And we've got some fantastic talent on it. And just like any real person, when her expression changes, the shape of her face changes. So you get that oh shit moment versus that oh crap, what have I done now? And then oh, I'm high as fuck. Every different turn, same face, just different expressions. And Damien's been really, really good about capturing those emotes.
Yeah, he's amazing.
She can have it if she wants it. Oh, that's right, Space Case.
Yeah,
you can have it if she wants it.
on retainer.
I do love those redheads.
I would love to get like a nice like statue made of her. I think that would be absolutely fantastic. But we'll have to keep that in the background.
As long as it's not safe for work. You feel me?
Well, I think I would like to do one of the things like they did with some of the Ghost in the Shell pieces where like the costume can be removed and interchanged.
Ooh,
and because they've got a couple of those for Ghost in the Shell, and they've got, I think, a couple of those for Overlord, I think is the other one I saw it for. And just being able to swap that out. And of course, you can just leave them off if you want, just depending on what you want. But I think it could be pretty cool, but getting it sculpted is expensive. Getting it produced is even more so. But to quote Chris Tucker, damn.
Yes, right. Because you have to get it sculpted. You gotta get an artist who's a sculptor. Then you gotta have lots of drawings, and then you gotta have a mold made. I would imagine you want to make multiple copies of those statues,
and then the paint, and then everything. I mean, you're talking tens of thousands of dollars. So maybe one day, day
it could happen.
I'd love to see it.
It could totally happen. Yeah, that'd be great.
Oh, Space Case channeling them too. Yeah, man.
Oh yeah.
There we go. Great minds think alike, homie.
They do. Man, that is awesome.
And I did manage to make sure we got everything to links to the show to every one of our social media except for Blue Sky, because I forgot all about Blue Sky. So
me too, actually.
I forgot to post it to Blue Sky. Sorry guys, I'll post it after the fact.
Yeah. I set my Blue Sky account up, man. I've been putting it off since I left Twitter, but I haven't had a chance to set it up yet.
Yeah, Twitter has been mostly where I get the most interaction. Although I have a lot of people muted,
Yeah.
because it's if you block them, then they see that they're blocked and they just make a scene out of it. And I'm not here to feed the drama beast.
No.
But we've got just the last couple of weeks on Twitter have been so bizarre for other comic creators. You just want to sit there and shake your finger and say, "Hey, behave," stop that nonsense.
Hey. Yes.
I got you guys have seen me, like, I go to every show that's kind enough to have me, right? And sometimes I get on there and people are like, "Well, don't you think this?" I'm like, "No." No, not at all. I mean, we disagree on that, quite a lot. And then I don't get invited back.
Yeah.
But then other folks are like, "Oh, okay, you don't agree with me?" No, not really, but I agree comics are cool and we make cool comics. And so then we get to, be on a lot of different places, and hopefully there's peace on earth, at least for a moment.
Yeah. And you find common ground on at least one subject,
And my friend Larry Higgins, who's the creator of Niobe, he frequently likes to ask, "How are we saving comics today?" I said, "With titties."
Yes, sex sells. Shout out to Niobe Comics.
So, which is fun. And I think I actually stole that from Pete Vasquez, because he's the more poetic and insightful philosopher artist of the age. But just so much fun to get to talk with folks who actually enjoy comics, who actually like making comics, and who want to focus on what's good to read. And that's one of the things too. Like when you guys are saying, "Hey, what's good?" then I can sit there and like, okay, what is here that I am already picking up when I drive down to Lexington, or what is that there that I didn't think about that maybe I want to pick up? You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't even realize like the Herculoids were out, right?
Really?
I didn't. I hadn't seen anything about it. So, and I was a huge Herculoids fan as a kid. So
Ooh.
I'm definitely wanting to check that out.
My 2 covers I picked up from my comic shop.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. So for everyone who's asking, I was lurking in the back because I hate to be late for anything. And so I was sitting there like watching. I'm like, damn, that's pretty cool. And so you guys saw me like writing shit down in the background. I'm like, I gotta check this one out. That Herculoids is badass. Now, of course, by the time I get down there, it'll either be gone or it'll be $30. But whatever.
It has some copies last I checked, so you might get lucky. Lots of variant covers for that book. Dynamite's really good with that.
Yeah,
lots of variant covers.
I don't usually do a lot of variants myself, and it's because while we print a fair amount, I mean, you have to print in volume to make things economical to sell. And so if I print 5,000 copies of one book, that's a lot of space in this little home office, right?
Oh yeah.
Because you can't keep it in the garage because of moisture and temperature. You got to keep your comics in good shape. But if I've got like 2 or 3 variant covers, then they'll be like short runs, like 300-400, and that's it, and that's all we make. So I'm actually surprised we still have like a couple of those holochromes from Tibby issue 1. I'm gonna take some of those down. I've got a convention here in about 4 weeks in Lexington. We're gonna go down there and turn my daughter loose on selling more books because she outsold me at the AP 40th anniversary event. She literally sold 3 times as much as I did, and she's 10.
What?
I'm not even kidding, man. I'm not even kidding. And I had to reel her in one time because this one guy said, "Yeah, I'll be back to pick this up." And she literally walks around. She's like, no, goes over. She's like, "Just get it now before someone else gets it." I'm like, "Honey, you can't chase people down the." But she was flat out. I thought it was almost like a mugging, And I was like, "No, that's not what we do. We no."
I mean, it can be,
There's a future in sales.
But the funny part is he came back and bought it right there. I'm like, "I'm sorry." He's like, no, she's right. I'm like, "Willow, you can't be acting like that. People think you're trying to rob them." She's like, "No, it's just good comics." I'm like, "All right, cool."
Just
sold
books.
Sold the man 5 comics.
5 comics.
5 comics.
Wow.
47 Furious Tales 1 through 3, Necroholic issue 1, Tibby and her time traveling psychedelic mushroom. Gave him a sticker, said thank you, and asked if that would be cash or card. And he said, "Do you take cash or card?" And that's when she stuck her foot in the door and said, "We take cash and cards, and I also accept tips." and she
Wow.
got a $5 tip out of the man on top of it.
My
I
God.
was like, I'm just gonna go talk to Ben Dunn for a few minutes. You run the booth. I came back. She's like, here's some cash. I'm like, all right, I don't even want to know how many people you were talking about. But yeah, she sold 3 times as much as I did. It was crazy.
Didn't realize you were raising a closer, did you?
I didn't. And I mean, this is the second time she's ever outsold me at a convention. And last time it was by like $30, right? Over the course of 3 days. And she beat me by like $30. I'm like, all right, cool. No big deal. Great. This time she was just all go, no quit. I mean, dude, it was
Man.
frightening.
I
mean, awesome. I'm surprised she didn't go out and try and sell someone's car back to them. It was
God, if I had that kind of drive when I was 10 years old, I'd be somewhere else right now. Man, I tell you.
She gets we have a deal, right?
Mm-hmm.
If we meet our sales goal at cons, then she usually gets something out of it, right? And one of the things that she'll do is that she likes doing is we'll have a big steak dinner, and we'll go down the grocery store, down the butcher section, and she'll pick out any steak she wants. And I'm going to tell y'all something. That girl picked out a $28 steak this last time.
New York strip or filet or
a big strip, a big strip.
Jeez.
And came home and I was like, "Are you going to be able to eat all this?" She's like, "I don't know." And we cooked it, and she ate like 3/4 of it. And I was like, "Man, where did you put all that?" She's like, "It was really good, Dad." I'm like, "All right, cool." It's amazing. Food motivated, man. She's like, "Yeah, I want a big steak." I'm like, "All right, cool."
Fine.
And it's either like that, or she'll say, "Hey, if we hit goal, can I have $20 to go buy like a Pokemon plushie or something like that?" And so she comes with me at cons, and she's got like a whole stack of plushies now that she's been stacking up from helping out at cons. She's just killing it, man. Just absolutely killing it. It's crazy.
Right, man. Go Willow. That's
Yep.
amazing. In front of you mentioned 47. I know we were here to promote Tubi and the new book, but last time you were here, I forgot. Somehow I got this book, and I talked about it the next week on What's Good. 47 Furious Tales.
Yep.
I mean, this is an amazing book.
Yep.
I mean, this is so different than the rest of them. I mean, they're all good, but this is like a whole different level here.
Yep.
And
that's my very first comic I ever wrote.
No kidding.
I'm not kidding at all.
Wow.
And so it'll be 12 issues in all when we're done. Alexia and I are working out the schedule for issue 4 now that she's finally got settled. She's on contract to do all 12 issues. And then I'm hoping we'll be able to bring it to Kickstarter in the fall.
Wow. Yeah, this just kind of blew me away. I'm so sorry. I missed talking about this with Sam when he was here, but this is it's such a you researched a lot about the way of the samurai.
I read a lot about the history that was available. I looked at a lot of commentary from old transcripts where they quoted some of the early Dutch explorers who were visiting Japan, talking about some of the performances that were going on about this, and then looked at some of the historical reenactment societies that were going on. We got the Clan Mon online through its Creative Commons, but we credit the guys with it as well. And then when you first open it up and you see on issue 1, you see the monument for exactly. That's inspired by some of the monuments at the gravesite. And then that second, when you turn it and you say the 2-page spread there, that's actually we took images from the actual gravesite of the 47 and looked at it from different aspects, gave it to Alexia and said, I want a 2-page spread of this. And boom, there you go. Just absolutely fantastic. But neither one of us read Japanese. So she was trying to copy Japanese on the headstones from what she could make out from the photographs.
Wow.
Yeah, she put just a ridiculous amount of work on on those 2 pages. And then there's another 2-page spread in there that is Aiko Castle. Now that burned down sometime in the 18th century, but we took images that we saw in like old rice paper paintings. Yeah, that one right there. And some stuff from some of the history elements that we could find about what the layout looked like and what the period architecture was, and kind of hammer this together of what it might look like, because there's not a real concise image of it that's consistent throughout the record. So we kind of built that on our best guess from the research that we could put together. And that weird thing is we also use that as an art print. And it's our second most sold art print to date. Yeah,
Right.
we've sold I think 2,000 copies of that.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Mhm.
And you've been able to put together like a bevy of just amazing artists to go along with your stories, and
Yeah.
that's that's something you don't have a lot of indie creators, and every one of your books is beautifully illustrated.
And we try and keep the same people on the same books,
Mhm.
because that's important. And the big thing in there is just being able to pay people the best rate you can, right? Which is where the crowdfunding comes in, because even at the page rate that we're at right now in our interior budget, that only being $250 for the line art, the color, and the lettering. If you have 24 pages, right, that's $6,000 in just art costs for your interior. Add another 1,000 for cover or covers, depending on what the deal is on that particular one. And then you rapidly see where it's racking up. Like for this particular issue, I've got a little over $2,000 invested in it already. I've got another 3 that's been going to be going into it, and then this $10,000 is to handle the rest of the production costs, and then the shipping to backers. I'll basically have to make the money back, like I always do, printing stuff up and then selling it to the shops that we supply to, and then also to convention appearances. And then with the whole thing with Diamond having been bought, we may see about bringing Tibby back out for mass release. I know Anarch Press has stopped releasing creator-owned stuff for now, but if they're willing to do it, I had told Ben when we first put out issue 1 that I was willing to put at least the first 5 out through Anarch Press. If they're not wanting it, then there's a few other people who've expressed interest to bring Tibby to mainstream distribution, or we can do it ourselves. The big problem about doing it yourself, have we talked about this before? Why
I
the
don't
money's
think
so
so.
okay? So peep this, right? One of the big problems with indie creators trying to get books into the mainstream distribution channels is how that functions. So with Diamond, right, we'll use that because I haven't gone through the other 2 yet, but with Diamond, you've got their catalog. You pay for your space in that, right? You're sending that a couple of months before the previews comes in. Previews hits, people are ordering online or having the preview catalog, whatever. They put that in at the end of the month. So you've got already like a 3-month span that's already gone, right? Those orders come in, and then they say, hey, you need this much plus this much for overage, right? That's your extra print cost. Now, mind you, you're already 3 months in on the money you've already invested. So figure $7,000, $8,000 production costs for your comic at the page rates I'm paying right now, right? Now, you've already had that money tied up for 3 months. Those orders come in. You've got to get your printing done, sent it to them, right? So that's going to basically another month between that. Then they're going to ship it out to the stores. Those stores are then going to pay it at the end of the month. Diamond sits on that through usually for 3-4 weeks, something like that. And then money comes back if you're one of the people they were paying. Obviously, the bankruptcy we saw, that was pretty screwed up, right?
Yeah.
So you're looking at around 7-8 months where you've got cash laid out, but not coming back in. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So all that money's tied up. So if you've got just one book and you've got, say, like $7,000 in production costs, and then maybe, well, let's see, maybe we'll say $2,000 in print costs for selling like a couple of thousand books, right? All of a sudden, $9,000 is out for 8 months, and then you're getting it back, and then your payment coming in back on that is just that small portion of what comes after the diamond cut, right? So like for For Tibby, we did 1,500 copies through Diamond, right, through Anarch Press, and 1,500 copies didn't pay $1,000. Okay, I don't know if AP wants me to release the actual figure, so I'm going to be a little vague on that, just to keep it down. But it didn't hit $1,000, so we had to have the crowdfunding and everything else just to make the math work. Otherwise, wouldn't be able to do it. But that's one of the things that's so challenging as an indie creator. You want to get in there and you want to see numbers that help you sustain your own project. But if you're putting out a comic at like $5, then you need to sell about 20 to 30,000 units just to make sure you're breaking even on your cost there. And so what you end up with is these comics that aren't selling as much. Those creators are having to find that money elsewhere. They're having to find it through crowdfunding, finding it through their direct sales on their websites and through their appearances. And that's fine. That works. But until you've got like those numbers where you're seeing that regular routine of 20, 30,000 or more, then chasing the direct market is literally taking the money that you're going to be using for your other creations and hanging it out to dry for half a year. So putting out, it gets worse if you're putting out a book monthly, because then of course, if you think about it, if you're looking at $7,000 and it's tied up over 8 months, that's $56,000 in investment before you see a penny back. You see what I'm saying?
And now you talk about issue number 2. I was just thinking about that. That's like if you have a one shot, that scenario you just laid out, right? If you have like an ongoing series is every month. I mean, and this is maybe a lot of reasons. One of the reasons I should say why you don't see a book. What happened to that book? Like number 3 never came out, and it was such a great book. What happened to it? That may be one of the causes.
And the crowdfunding element, you have the capability to really make it work very, very well if you have the funding coming in that makes it possible for you to accomplish certain things. So for example, if you can draw the book yourself, you're halfway there. You're going to burn up your time, but you can create your book. And the key thing is if you can get the book done completely ahead of time, then you can turn books out very, very regularly. I can't draw, so I hire the best people I can find, and man, did I find them. I love the work these guys are doing. They blow my mind every time I get new work in. But the thing is that if I'm trying to raise that money to put into the project, and I've got 47 Furious Tales, Reign of Ages, Tibby and Her Time Traveling Psychedelic Mushrooms. Now Necroholic is owned by Brian Lee, but we published that for him, so we've got to get everything's laid out and produced, and we have the ISBN for it, all that minuscule stuff. And then 2 more titles that we're trying to bring in next year. So putting that cash into each bucket as you're working like crazy at the cons to sell money to make that, and you're trying to pull in as much revenue as you can through your crowdfunding and your online sales, you come in and you can make some really, really beautiful stuff. But you have to find the audience. And that's one of the reasons I love being on shows like yours, because I get to talk here with people who I probably never met in person. I've never shook their hands. They're probably not following me on Twitter, because not a lot of people do. But
I do.
And let me ask you something, Marcus. How dramatic is my Twitter?
It's dramatic as it needs to be.
It's like, here's hot comic that we're working on. Check this out. That kind of thing.
Yes. Twitter's uncensored, right? You can put anything on Twitter. That's awesome.
Yeah, I get flagged all the time, though.
Really?
I do. I get flagged all the time.
What happened to freedom of speech? I mean, I've seen literal sex on Twitter. I mean, come on.
Yeah, me too. But it's like it's for the images. Like this one right here.
Yeah. I
post that, I get flagged for adult content. Tibby, I get flagged for adult content.
Wow.
This page right here, I uploaded the time lapse of it onto Twitter so I wouldn't have to link it to the YouTube channel, because Twitter doesn't seem to like that too much lately. It got flagged instantly.
Oh,
because we show her butt.
Gosh, hate speech okay, but not okay. Yeah. No sir, so Johnny might see a butt on Twitter and no, God knows what happened. Oh, that's such BS. Yeah.
But I'll tell you, man, I know I talk too much, guys. Sorry. It's just
Oh,
I
No, you
really
did what you're supposed to do.
I really, really love making comics and role-playing games. I love being able to come out and talk with folks who enjoy comics, enjoy RPGs, people who've seen our stuff and enjoyed it. You know, and I'll tell you, like when you first did like the video clip on 47, when I was watching, I was like, damn, yeah, man. Because it's like you could just tell that he was excited.
Oh my God, totally, man. Totally.
80s guy, yeah, he'd flag her butt too. Yep.
Literally.
It's one of those things you gotta put a start sign on Twitter, but
Got that hashtag right now.
now I will tell you this: I stole something from chat from last time because we were showing the main cover, and someone came up with the beautiful idea of calling it the Tylenol cover, and I've been calling it that ever since.
I don't know.
Love it.
Hey, sicko, thanks, man.
To get that one going. Tylenol, yes.
So, and two guys, if you would like, even if you can't support the campaign, please do share it far and wide. We need as much help as we can get. Oh yeah, she's a gorgeous redhead, man.
Yes, she is.
Do you guys?
Yes,
Do
she
you
is.
have the cover images, Lorenzo?
And a
you got
natural
those.
redhead.
Yep. Well, you can tell that in the shower, right?
Yeah. This is not the cover image. This is like a poster image, right? So
yeah, that's the one of the NSFW
this is it?
splash pages.
this is one. Okay, splash page. Okay.
Yes, the splash page on the inside. Again, that's only going to be in the crowdfunding edition. When
Okay.
we push to main market distribution, those 4 pages won't be in it. And that goes back to kind of like one of the things we do to try and preserve any value for the crowdfunding backers. Like we don't reprint crowdfunding covers for floppies, period, ever. We never have. And then there's always usually something like that built into my mind so that we can try and preserve that value. The Tylenol cover, man. I wish I knew who said that because I didn't write it down, but that was the perfect way. That's the Tylenol cover. And that's from chat from the last time I was here, man. That was just
I can't remember either.
Although I'll tell you one thing, this cover has got me more guys in my DMs asking if there's a thing about her feet than I ever thought I would ever see.
Because, hey man, play into it.
And I mean, I'm not gonna kink shame guys. I just it never crossed my mind, right? And but she's got Damien draws her feet, and then everyone loses their mind.
That's what I've been waiting for. Ha cha cha, butts, boom. Forget about that stuff. Give me the feet, baby.
I know, right? It's wild, absolutely wild.
Nice. Oh man, well, so as we let you go, Sam, any thoughts about you want to say about this project that you haven't mentioned so far?
Yeah, we're going to be making Tibby as long as people want to read it, as long as we can fund it and keep paying our people fair wages, and that's the big thing about it. Yeah. And we've got several stories that are plotted for it. Like our issue 3 is going to take us to Victorian England, where we're going to what's this? Remember you? Oh yeah, Pete, what's up, man? You want to see what's behind? Actually, Pete, they showed the uncensored version on the show tonight. That was crazy, right?
We did. I don't know. I should do it again. I might see it this time.
Yeah.
But then I mean YouTube.
But yeah, we want to make sure that our people are paid well. We want artists to be artists. And just a quick heads up, Pete is the gentleman who did the art for our sticker that we released for the first one, which I'm almost out of. I've got to order more again. So for those of you who got the first one, you got these little holochrome Tibby magic mushroom stickers. These things we sell them for like $1 at cons, and we're about to order it's either our 3rd or 4th press run of these, because we send them out with all the comics with the crowdfunding. And to give you an idea about how big this is, here's a pen.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
So yeah, she's pretty big, pretty healthy.
And shiny.
Pete did a fantastic job on this. But the crowdfunding thing really does make a huge difference. You can get the digitals, like I said, for the special that we posted in there is $4. The secret special for the one cover, the Tylenol cover, as discount tier is only $8 plus shipping. There's a lot of really great deals in there. I hope you guys will take advantage. Help us celebrate 8 years in business. Yeah, we're about to finish our 8th year. This will be our 11th comic issue that we've put out since 2019, and then hope to get another 4 or 5 out this year, as long as we can keep finding the funding. Want people to enjoy our stuff, and just keep making more cool stuff, and everyone can be a part of it. And I hope you enjoy it.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for coming on and just talking about all this and
My
showing
pleasure, man.
the beautiful artwork. And man, this is a secret tier right here. And there'll be a link in the chat after I edit the video. But man, there's a link in the I should say the description. There's a link in the chat already to be a quick Kickstarter.
Yep.
But man, Chibi and her time traveling mushrooms.
Psychedelic mushrooms, man. I love it.
Psychedelic mushrooms. Check it out.
Twitter link is in the chat as well, guys. Plug into Sinopa on Twitter to stay up to date on everything that's going on.
And if you are a creator or aspiring creator, if you have any questions about crowdfunding or where to get stuff printed or stuff like that, just tag me on Twitter. I'm always happy to tell you what I know, and if I don't know, I can usually point you to someone who does. And if I don't, I'll tell you. I'll just be straight with you. So I'm a very big believer in the no BS approach. Let's make beautiful things. And by God, this is one of them.
By God.
There's enough BS in the world already. Thank you for being that man. Right? I appreciate it. Thanks a lot, Sam.
Love being on, guys. I hope to see you again soon, and I look forward to the next show.
Can't wait to get my books, guys. Get it funded.
Remember, guys, if those posters, if those art prints aren't in this week, let me know. I'll have to run down the tracking on them, and I'll just get a new set sent out to y'all.
Okay,
but you guys should each have 2 books, two prints in there. You should have a not safe print, like the cover in 11 by 17, and then you should have another cover print in there. So check that out, and if they don't come, then we'll just send another set. Not a big deal.
Hey, I'll be right now to the post office tomorrow.
Yeah, they were mailed before I left for Texas, so that's been 2 weeks.
Oh yeah, I'm sure they're probably here. I just need to go out to the post office. Yeah,
okay.
Awesome, man. And when I get them, you'll see them here as much as I can show them here.
Yeah, watch out for the NSFW one because it's.
I use a little tape on that one, so we'll see.
Yeah, post-it notes, man. Post-it notes.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Thanks, man. Take care of yourself.
Thank you,
Later
Sam.
on.
Good luck on the Kickstarter.
Yes,
thanks, guys.
Yes, indeed. That goes a good guy. Man, that's so awesome. Chibi and her time traveling magic mushrooms, #2. The link is in the chat, soon to be down below in the description at some point. All right, so where are we? We're stuck on the wrong side. Oh, there we are. Back here and back there. I don't know what's going on with streaming. It's been kind of wonky lately. Is it just me? I don't think it's just me. Yeah, Sam is off.
Things, I know.
They are changing things, and not necessarily for the better. That's the way it works sometimes that way. All right, well, let's see if we can squeeze in what's good before hopefully the lights stay on until then. At least we got through Sam's segment without the lights going off. But
nothing from me this week. Still working on my Deviant video, but hoping to have it done by next week.
Yes, I did get a chance to read it, so I'm curious to see what your review of it will be. So
what did you think? Did you like it?
Without giving away anything, I was pleased. I was pleased.
Not long enough. We can't spoil it yet. All right, we'll give it another week.
Well, I don't want to ruin it for somebody, but it was a happier ending than I expected. But sometimes life has a happy ending, so I can't.
What you think about the killer? The killer.
And the killer.
And the killer.
Yeah.
The killer. I went back and I saw we were first introduced to him in issue 4, and then we get a glimpse of him in issue 6. And that's
I was completely caught off guard by that person. So yeah, I was not ready for that.
He's barely shown. Like I said, he's only shown in 2 issues. We see him talking to Randall in issue 4 a little bit about letters or something. and then we see him dropping off Randall for an interview in issue 6. But that's it. There's no hints, man. None.
Yeah. So for that, far as that goes, I think they did a pretty good job. Mr. Tinian did a great job of keeping that a secret.
Well, they never solved the 73 murder, though. I wanted an answer to the 73 murder.
There was a few unanswered questions. Yeah, that's why I didn't want to. I wouldn't say too much about it, but I'm sure you mentioned it in the video.
Yeah, we'll get there.
That's why I remember you saying there's probably going to be another Deviant series.
Well, there could be. I don't know if there probably will be, but there could be. Because you see at the end, Randall and Michael continue the interview process.
So much more to talk about. Yeah. That's why I'm looking. All it is finding time for James to write it. I'm sure Image wants it. It's like, you got time to write this with all the stuff going on in your life, James? Got a lot of shit going on.
I've heard a lot of buzz for the book, but I hope people liked it.
I bet it had its moment. Yeah, Pete. I mean, it's $80 a month. I'm only paying $10. I'm barely getting my money's worth. So
I'm paying $30. Yeah, 30. I'm paying 30. Yeah, 27 something.
I probably shouldn't speak too loud. I'm grandfathered in. It's Space Case. I'm trying to fight for your your spoilerage. Yeah, that's the thing. Phil, they don't, like, you guys are just, that's what I'm thinking. They must have forgotten about me completely. They didn't raise my thing at all, but maybe they just haven't gotten around to me yet. So, a mirrorless camera. Janet uses OBS, man, but she's much more better at it than I am. I love that this is kind of idiot proof. That's why I have a Mac.
Guests on with OBS, though.
What's that?
You can't bring guests on with OBS. Is the problem with that?
Really? I didn't know that.
Really? My understanding. I don't actually know that, but that was my understanding.
I know. Grandfather. Exactly. I use a Sony and a Canon. Wow. Okay. Yeah. I gotta pay extra for obviously, if I want to bring in a second camera, but I try to find ways to get around it. Sicko. Was this fun ride? But there's not a Deviant 2. That might. So I'm thinking there might be. There very well might be. Hey, so while the interview was going on, a couple of folks came in. I think Damien made an appearance. John Stout. I lost Damien's thing. Where is he at? Oh, it's Sicko. Yeah, I saw a couple of folks come in there. So, man, good to see both of you folks come in. There's Johnny. That's Johnny. John Stout. I want to call him out of his name. Some people go by certain things. I don't want to tell people by calling him something else. And Damien, I know you were here, my friend. I just can't see your I can't see your thing. But I know you were here. Shout out to the man himself, Damien, Sleepy Reader 666. All right, so what's good? So coming right up, let me do the thingy do and the doey thingy, and we'll do the thing we do. Oh, look at this guy.
I'm the big guy. Don't make me big.
Gonna be big. All right. For a short segment that us about indie comics, I got some stuff to say about a couple of mainstream books, both of them from DC. And one of those books is Zatanna.
Zatanna? I don't know anything about her.
You know nothing about her? That's a shame, man.
Literally nothing except
literally.
For
I had some images, but once again, StreamYard doesn't know how to handle certain file frames, so we'll have to just do it the old-fashioned way and hold them up. Zatanna #1, I finally got around to reading it. Actually picked up. This is the one I actually read. This A cover, and a couple of weeks ago, what came with it was this one from Tefal. I got the shiny foil one, which is very nice. This is Souza Micah, I want to say, that did this one. It's very cool, very nice. And Jamal Campbell, Jamal Campbell is writing and drawing this book, which is so, man, this guy is so underrated. and he talks about, I guess, the origin of Zatanna, which I know, like you said, know very little about, other than she looks good in fishnet stockings and wears a top hat and looks very cool. I think she's one of the best looking characters that DC has. That's what, to me, DC is Batman and whoever shows up in Batman's book, the guest that we. That's pretty much DC. Otherwise, I'm just like browsing into their world. So this shows Zatanna. She's like backstage about to go on to do one of her shows, and I guess she had a father and mother who were also in magic. Her last name is Zatara, I want to say Zatanna Zatara, and her father's was also a magician. I think maybe her mother also. And there's a whole story I don't know about, but this kind of just glosses over that and goes to her rehearsal for her stage performance. And there are some people in her show in between rehearsal that actually meet this woman, which may be a recurring character called the Lady White. And the Lady White just pops out of the painting and just starts attacking these people. And just so
not to be confused with the White Lady.
White Lady, exactly. Two different people altogether. And Zatanna, goes into action and tries to help save her cast members and everything. And she runs into a confrontation with the Lady White. And there's some weird things that happen at the end that I don't want to spoil too much, but Zatanna kind of runs into a predicament at the end that might be not so good for her. I don't want to spoil it and everything, but and then these people were pulled into like movie posters, like this one right here, Diamonds and the Diamonds. This one was Friday, the Bridge in Autumn, or whatever it is, and it's like really great looking art. I mentioned that from Jamal Campbell, and they were actually pulled magically into movie posters. And Batman says that magic isn't real. Ha! I'll show you what. And this is such good looking art, man. I mean, I would really, I would seek out the sequel to this just to see what happens to her in the end, because I don't want to see what happens at the end. But it's a really fun looking book. So I would for sure want to check out Zatanna, the current run. That's not just because it's written and drawn by Jamal, which is one great reason to do so. But man, it's just I think this character deserves a lot more shine and respect, because she's I think a property that could really, if they get a good writer behind her, it could really carry maybe some sort of video series. I could see a Zatanna short series on Netflix or something like that. This is a really great character, and don't need to know much about her other than she's a magic lady that looks good in high heels and fishnets. And that's all you need to know. So Zatanna, number one, that'll be worth a read. And the other mainstream book is also from DC, and it is Flash. Flash, number one. This one is the Dan Panosian cover, and it is written by Jeff Lemire. Interiors by Nick Robles, I want to say. Yeah, Nick Robles is doing the interiors on this. And this is a young Flash, of a young, and he's actually, this is not Barry Allen. This is the guy who is Kid Flash in the mainstream DC world. Who the heck is he again? This is what is Kid Flash's this Flash's name? I totally forget about all you DC folks know who the hell I'm talking about. You gotta remember that, but you can tell I'm not really a DC reader. And Barry is actually working at this facility where it's developing these weapons, and Flash's dad, what is his name? It just shows you how when you get older you forget about all kinds of little things like that. Oh, Wally West, of course. Wally West is the actual Flash in this universe, and Wally's dad he's kind of a dick actually. He's also a scientist, but he doesn't. And he's dragged Wally to this facility, I guess, because he has custody of Wally, and Wally's gotten bored. He just leaves the facility and goes out walking around. at night, and one night he comes home late, and his dad gives him shit about it. So Barry Allen, the scientist who's working on this secret thing at the facility, uh, invites Barry, why don't you come down to the secret thing that I'm working on? Because hey, what's the harm that could come from that? So, you know, Wally being bored comes down there, unbeknownst to his dad, and the dad goes off about, you never ever go down there again, never go down there again. So of course he ends up going down there again, and some crazy shit happens, and it's told in flashback. As Jeff Lemire is so good at that. And now Wally's on the run. Raleigh. He's in Raleigh, North Carolina. Wally's on the run. He's like in the desert somewhere, and there's these people chasing him. And I guess there was a mishap when he was down in the secret chamber where Barry was showing him, and that's probably how he got his powers. But his powers have not really manifested themselves yet. He can't control them. And got these people here who are like coming after him. I don't know who these folks are. They may be unique to this series, or they may have a history in the DC universe, but there's some pretty bad folks. And they got Wally cornered. And at the end, there's another player that pops up at the end. And man, he hasn't got his costume yet. He hasn't manifested his powers, but it's a really good teaser issue to get you to want to buy number 2 to see when he actually puts on this very cool costume that he has on the cover here. So another great absolute book. May absolutely pick up number 2 because the first one was so nice. So
I like Jeff Lemire, so I'm in on it.
Yeah, man, that's what got me interested too. See, Martian Manhunter has the same kind of vibe, but this is very good so far. Another banger from the Absolute universe in Absolute Flash. And the last thing of what's good, kind of an abbreviated what's good tonight, is Out of Alcatraz. Out of Alcatraz is a Christopher Cantwell, the much maligned Christopher Cantwell, as we talked about before when this was the one of the penultimate books, and Tyler Crook, one of the titles that always get mixed up, is the artist on this, and both of these folks do a great job on this first issue. Back in 1962, 3 prisoners escaped from the Rock, also known as Alcatraz, and they were presumed dead because their bodies were never found, and so they just hey, these guys are dead. Let's not even talk about them anymore. But this story assumes that they survived and they reached land, but actually, in this book, only one of them reaches land because one of them is lost in the tide as they're coming over. They get into a kind of a thing, but after they land on the shore of San Francisco, because one of the guy that was lost at sea was the brother of one of the other guys. The 2 of the guys are brothers. Only one of them survived, and they get into a fight over like why don't you try to save him, yada yada yada, but hey, we got to move on because we got to meet our contact. They got some a contact that's going to like meet them to do a job of some sort, and they already have the location where they hijack a car, they drive to the location, and the location has got fresh clothes and food for them to eat and a hideout for them to stay at until the contact contacts them. Now, the contact is this young woman who is looks like a young woman of color. I think she's maybe mixed, maybe half black or something like that. And the young woman brings them some information, and she's surprised to see that there's only 2 of them. Say, hey, we expected 3, we paid for 3, and 3 ain't 2, and so forth. So I'm supposed to say, get past all that. She tells me, just look, lay low until I talk to my people, and I'll get back to you about what your instructions are. And then there's a discussion between the 2 guys. One of the guys, the one whose brother was lost, he gets bored and he's got to go into town. So he goes into town he just go candy shopping and shit. And they get into and the other guy like comes in and finds him, like, what the hell are you doing? I mean, you shouldn't be here. And they kind of get him into a tussle. And this one, I guess the big man in town sees him like tussling in the alley, and I guess he thinks that, what's going on, you guys? Are you a couple of queers or whatever? What are you doing in the alley? Like, no, your business, man. Keep it moving. And that's a foreshadowing for what's going to happen later. Because once we get back to the house, we tell the contact that this guy's been in the town. Like, what the hell are you doing going into town? So, and right after that, which is so weird, the other guy, who's not the brother, he goes into town and goes to a bar and runs into the same dude who saw him in the alley. And then some shit happens after that I won't go into. But man, let's just say that they're digging themselves into a hole by not just following the plan. And Cantwell's story here is really better than I expected it to be. There is a conversation between some prison officials who are stunned to see like these dummies in the bed, where their prisoners should be the next morning, and an FBI agent. Well, they kind of want to maybe hush it up, like, let's just pretend that these guys died at sea, so we don't have to, because everybody is lazy, and police and FBI agents are no different. Let's just say it's all, they're dead, and let's not have to turn in this embarrassing situation where these guys escaped and are now out there at large somewhere. So there's that whole conversation going on. So this is one of many storylines going on. It turns out the woman who's the contact, the mixed lady, has a mother, and she's like telling her, like, you're kind of playing in this world where you don't belong, and it might come back to get you. So there's a whole storyline going with that. This woman who's trying to pass and so forth. So it's a lot of good stuff going on here. Yeah, Wally West, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Man, but Out of Alcatraz is everything we thought it would be, and it certainly deserves to be a penultimate book, and it was one of two that week. The other one was The Last Boy, which is also good. I might save that one for next week because I didn't get a chance to bring that one up. So yeah, that is what I got for what's good this week. That's some good stuff, man.
Very nice.
Thank you. And I also thank DC and Oni Press for putting out some bangers yet again. All right, so now we're gonna just cut through this preview for next week. I will share the screen.
It's April next week, huh? Wow.
Ain't that something? April showers, well, we get showers year round here, so April showers are just like, okay, another day. It doesn't mean. What do you mean April showers? Even in May, we get May flowers and May showers. What are we looking at? Oh, I'm looking at the wrong thing here. See, StreamYard, you just so they're trying to make it better, but they're not really doing it. And that's kind of a pain in the butt here. Do I have it already showing? Making me look bad, StreamYard. I swear it's them, not me. All right. One of these days. All right, so how's everything going with you, Zircum?
I'm looking at the books next week.
Yeah.
Debating if I want to jump in. I guess I'm gonna have to do Absolute Green Lantern. I guess I have to.
You don't have to, but
I feel like I kind of have to.
Actually, I've heard good things about Absolute Green Lantern. I forgot who mentioned it, but it might be one of
Al Ewing is writing it, and he's it sounds like it's going to be Immortal Thor-ish kind of a book. So I think I am going to have to get it. Yeah, I can't pass.
I think it's a different kind of concept. Let's take a real quick look at that. There may not be rings involved, but there's some sort of Green Lantern energy or something like that. Here it is. Al Ewing and Janoy Lindsay get cosmic in the absolute universe. Without the core, without the ring, Without the willpower, what's left is the absolute Green Lantern. I like this concept of the whole absolute universe, stripping the whole. They even took the Ultimate Universe a step further and stripped it down and got rid of a lot of the tropes that the previous well-known characters had, and started over again with some different what ifs. Like, what if there is no ring? Okay. What if the actual Flash is? What if Barry was never the Flash? What if Wally was the Flash? It's a lot of good stuff. All right, here we go. Yeah, so this is the A cover, which is by whom? By Janoy Lindsay, who's also doing the interior art. There's some other Juliet Nekena. Oh, Neka. Juliet Neka. I just wanted to end this silent, maybe. Other good ones here. Esad Ribic. I haven't heard that name in a minute. Wow. This isn't the same Green Lantern who was part wore like the funny glasses. I forget that there was a different. There's been so many Green Lanterns. I don't think it is, at least. Raphael Albuquerque.
No, she is the Green Lantern.
She is, but there was another another series, another Green Lantern series that was called New Frontier or something like that. Help me out, chat. I don't know who the hell that series was called, but any hoozle. I don't think this is a different one from that. This is the absolute universe, so it couldn't be her. It has to be a different universe altogether. That makes complete sense. 125, Martin Simmons, who's always good for a trippy cover. And 150, Helena Marcellus. Wow. That is interesting. Yeah, I think I may have already pre-ordered this, so I'll probably buy another copy from the LCS too, just because that's what I usually do. Yeah, so yeah, let's get into some good pre-release news on this. Yeah, release date. Horrible news this March. This was done back in October, though. So people have been on this for a long time, as you might imagine. All right. So what else we got? The X cover. X-Men got a lot of good covers. I never buy the book except for the covers usually. There's too much going on in the X-Men. And there's Batgirl, who is actually the daughter of Lady Shiva. They got Shiva and her tied up, like damsel in distress style. There's no two people that would be less of a damsel in distress than those two. All these Marvel books, man. I'm so proud that I've moved on from most of the Marvel books, even the cover buys. High Street, number 5. Are you pulling that?
I'm pulling all of Ghost Machine. You know that. I mean, I think that's why I want to pull all of the Absolute. It's the same reason why I want to pull all the Ghost Machine. And I think it's the problem with Marvel and DC overall and why indies are so much better is that I think a lot of us, especially myself, like I think I probably said this even, but I like the idea of pulling a book from issue 1 and reading it and getting excited about it and loving it. And then years later, it becoming a phenomenon like The Walking Dead, right? So there are a lot of people who read The Walking Dead from issue 1 and just loved it. And they got to experience the world finding out this thing that they loved. And it became this huge phenomenon on AMC where everybody watched it. I think a lot of us like the idea, myself included, of being in on a book, in on an IP from the ground level and just being there from Jump Street. And I think that's why I'm pulling all of Ghost Machine, and that's why I'm pulling all the absolute stuff, because
Uh-huh.
I want to be there at Jump Street, man.
That's one thing you and I share. We're looking for the next big thing. We're looking for
Yeah.
we know what all the old good things are. That's that's a lot of people talking about that. That's you want to be safe. Just check out the hot 10 on Tom's channel. Those are the the usual suspects. Those books are keys are going to be keys for as long as there's comic book collecting going on. But what's next? What is next? That fascinates me. And this is Lila Leitz, who did that book we don't speak of, last book you ever read. She's nonetheless a fine artist. But this is Miss Goodbody. Is Miss Goodbody's origin in here, perhaps? Miss Glee
Yeah.
Goodbody. Yeah, okay. This is the
Devour is wild.
Yeah. It is.
Would you put a little parasite in you to knock off the pounds? No.
Uh-huh.
Not.
Yeah. Yeah. Kind of reminds you of Ozempic a little bit. Yeah, this is very Jane Fonda-ish. I can tell it looks like Jane Fonda's workout video cover almost. She's kind of like a bizarro Jane Fonda in some ways, or a demented body body style guru. A guru. All right.
High Street's up pretty high on the pull list. I like that. It's
Mhm.
ahead of West Coast Avengers, ahead of Spider-Boy, ahead of The Walking Dead. I like
The
that.
Walking Dead. The Walking Dead, like the original run, when they first came out, the comics weren't worth that much, right? Not until the TV series? Or was it the other way around?
I don't
The TV
know.
series came
That's
first and then the
before my
book
time.
came? I was
That's
late.
a great example of a comic book IP that blows up in something much bigger. That's the dream.
Mhm. Yeah, I mean, that's his bread and butter. I mean, that's what Skybound is here now because of The Walking Dead. I think wait a minute. I take that back. Maybe Invincible. What came first, Invincible or The Walking Dead? Not sure. 'Cause Invincible is no slouch. Invincible, low print run.
I think it's Walking Dead, though.
Okay. But Invincible, man, oh God, if I've been up on Invincible when it came out, that is straight cash, homie. This is Scorch. This is the only reason I'm clicking on this. Number 39. The Scorch is still reading from the last attack from the Viscerator. Ooh. But they have one more card to play, but it may cost them the life of one of the team. I just pre-ordered this book because one, it was only like $1.99 in pre-order, and two, because man, look at that cover.
That is a nice cover, man.
Isn't it? It's a super nice cover. I think it's Steven Segovia do that, or is it Raymond Gay did it. He's the cover artist on the cover, on the A cover. And Von
That's a
Randall.
really nice cover. Yeah, I love it, man.
Yeah. It was okay too, but man, this one is the shiznizzle. Yeah, I for $2, I'll get that all day long. This is like some Tokyo Drift shit. It's like it's super detailed, and the motorcycles are super hard to draw too, man. Motorcycles are, you think cars are hard to draw? Motorcycles are really hard to draw with all that detail. And we just talking about detail with Sam. Man. Yeah. What was that? Our friends watched the show and then bought an omnibus. Yeah,
You're talking about Invincible there, yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. I
Or
love this.
Walking Dead, one of the two.
Yeah, I mean, I've watched the first season and maybe an episode or two of the second season. I'm so behind on Invincible. I just finished number 3. I'm trying to avoid spoilers. That is one violence. Shit, but it's so good though. A new Ultimate Warrior is coming. Man. Oh man, rest in peace, Ultimate Warrior, right? Oh, Ultimate. An Ultimate New Warrior. Okay, I got you. A whole different thing. Okay, I was thinking about the Ultimate Warrior.
Yeah, Beckerman would be pumped.
Yeah. Yeah. So go back from Scorched to our run here. Helverine. Not Helverine. That seems to be not going anywhere. The Marvel Rivals thing now, I think, the game is clearly banging and people love it, but I would not buy this book for $7.
Yeah, hard pass for me. I'm interested this the phenomenon of Rivals and whether or not it's pulling in new comic book readers. I'm really curious about the answer to that. Like, does someone buy that game and then end up in a comic shop? How likely is it? It doesn't seem likely, but I'm curious.
Only I would think if they are like a Rivals completionist, but a lot of people are not. Most people are into video games, period, full stop. Don't care, give a damn about actual comic books. But maybe they want to actually, oh, well, I got this thing too. It goes along with my video game that I love so much, and maybe a little bit more open-minded. But I don't see the people just flocking in and buying those books. You can probably find that $7 book in a dollar bin very soon. Lucky Devils, number 3. That's been good. I don't know if you're pulling that or not.
Yes, of course.
Daredevil kills the universe one last time. No, thank you. Hard pass, Adina, on that one as well. Resurrection Man, or Resurrection Man, as someone might say. Quantum Karma. I guess there's been a Resurrection Man before. Does that ring a bell for you or anybody out there?
No, not me.
What you talking about, Resurrection Man? I think this is a new series for an older character. Not older, but not the first appearance. Yeah, he's back clearly, right? In the first sentence, Resurrection Man. Yeah. Oh, Ram V. That's why I heard some good stuff about it. Ram V is writing this one. He's writing New Gods. He's killing it on that. And Butch Geist. I think Butch Geist is the same as Jackson Geist, except he's going by Butch now. Maybe, perhaps, possibly. Anybody? It is nice. This is a Guess Who. Guess Who? His name is on there. Our guy. Oh, Phil knows Resurrection, man. Man. You're the only one here. Hooray for you, Phil. Question is, you can't get Resurrection Man down. Question is, will you be purchasing that new series, Phil? I don't know. Yeah, Dan Panosian, man. He's he's right up there. You ask me. I mean, he can write and he can do these awesome covers. Dan Panosian is the shiznizzle. All right. Moving on down. Hornsby and Halo. That's the only one that one and maybe the other one about the family or the time traveling family. Those are the only two I have not pulled from that universe, from the Ghost Machine universe. Sam and Twitch is good. Cruel Universe is good. Let this one be a Devil number 2. More from the True Weird vein by Mr. Tiny and himself. Yep. Looking forward to that. And let's take a look at these Mark Spears variants. Because there's some awesome ones. It's been a while since they've come out, but man, I'm glad that they're finally here. Finally! For real. All right, Mark Spears, the A cover. He does a lot of like contrasting colors, like that's what they all say. A lot of contrasting covers, he does monsters the best, though he does like everybody's covers now. He does a pretty good job on them. But this is the jewel of the Keen Spot universe, is this Mark Spears monsters. So the runaway hit of this universe. It's just been and you have to ask who's doing the cover because he does all the covers. Depends on which one you want. I think I ordered that one. Maybe this one. Like hail is coming down like there's no tomorrow. Gotta protect our cars and our windows. It's like the Cisco Kid zombie. the much overused Spidey 300 cover. It's one that we both of us just have declared a moratorium on because there's just too damn many of them. But still, didn't read it. Yes. All right. So what else we got as far as Mark Spears goes? That's probably this. Oh yeah. Well, this one hasn't been overdone just yet. I think I got this one, the Killing Joke homage. And he does such a great job with this stuff, man. He's amazing. And the last one is this one, which is more Frankenstein. Angry Frankenstein. Last issue was an electric chair, so let's see what happens this time. I have not read the story since issue number 1, so I know nothing about this. I've got all the issues, but I've not read the story, so I'm just cover buying because I love Mark Spears' work. All right. Next. Where are we? Got a little bit ahead of ourselves. Oh, here we go. Mark Spears Monsters. See. Ironheart is coming. Ironheart, now is the time if you care that much. I've been finding some good deals on Ironheart books, and I think I might pull the trigger on some of them. She's very cold right now, but I feel like she's not going anywhere, and it'd be worth it if you can get some at a low price, low price to get those older her first appearances and stuff like that. All right, so this one I was looking for. Oh, Pop Kill. Pop Kill is known for having great covers, and it was at Penultimate Book a couple of weeks ago. So let's just see what kind of covers we got for number 2 from Pop Kill. The first one's pretty awesome. The hand grenades. So only 2 covers. What? Mark Chiarello variant. Well, I guess it costs a lot of money to make variants, as as we know. Is that right, Sam? A lot of money to make these variants. Still nice. Still nice stuff, though. I like it. What's going on? Oh. What's this? Wait, this Bishop. Somebody
Sicko's on one. He's hyping the crowd. Let's go.
I know, man.
Let's get hype.
Go Sicko. I know. I just won't shut the fuck up. That's my problem. All right. Where am I going from here? Well, from here, I want to go to this other book, which is this one. Take a real quick look at this one. Plague House. This is another Oni Press joint. This. Houses aren't the only things that are haunted. This spring, architect of terror, Michael W. Conrad, Wonder Woman in Bloom, and 2024 Ringo Award winner Dave Chisholm, Miles Davis, and The Search for the Sound begin a deep and disturbing excursion into this 21st century horror with a new kind of tale that will rebuild the 4 walls of the American ghost story from the foundation up. Wow. Oh, this is a long story. All right. Once upon a time, 13 years ago, Orrin McCabe was a family man living a privileged life in the suburbs. Today, he's condemned to death row for murdering his entire family in an unexpected fit of hammer-wielding brutality. In the aftermath of his heinous crime, it's fallen to a trio of eclectic but dedicated ghost hunters: Jacob the Holy Man, Holland the Skeptic, and their leader Dell, a true believer in the occult and worlds beyond, to surveil the abandoned McCabe home in search of proof for the existence of the undead. And whatever supernatural source may have possibly fueled McCabe's inhuman massacre. But this ill-matched and uneasy squad of investigators is about to discover something much more terrifying than any ordinary spirit. Something much more pernicious, much more contagious, that if not contained, could take full advantage of America's unquenchable appetite for violence and deliver a plague of blood unto us all. Lips goes off there. So I think I pre-ordered this. Just based on that soliloquy right there that they're giving. It's Michael Conrad and Dave Chisholm. I'm not familiar with their work, despite their fine accolades that they've had before. But I feel good about this. Now, I like this cover, the 1 in 50 by Alex Ekman the best. It's got this weird architecture, but it's so creepy with the whole yard of skulls out in front. This is for a 1 in 50 for a only press. It depends. It'll probably be a low ordered book too. So I think it might be worth picking up. There you go. All right. Next, I want to go to geez, I think is it that time already? My goodness, how time flies when you're having so much fun. All right, so we have finally reached the time for the penultimate book. Thank you to those who have stuck with us, and let's take a look and see what that book might be. Now, it is time for the penultimate book, which I seem to have lost some here in the shuffle. Oh, here it is. This week, the penultimate book is called Past Time. Now, this is an unusual thing because it's it combines a couple of things that I love, which is actually several things that I love here. And hey, Alan Parsons, and of course, it is time for the penultimate book. And one those things that I love is actually those things that I love actually are I commented on them down here somewhere. Oh, there it is. Baseball, vampires, and comics. My 3 favorite things together again for the first time. Yes, sir. Yeah. So yeah, that's what this is about. So since there is no trailer, because sometimes it's just like, feast or famine when it comes to trailers. This week there was no trailer. So here's what I could find about this particular book right here. Henry Hayes could have been the best baseball player anybody ever saw if only his dark affliction didn't prevent him from playing baseball in the daylight. But when the barnstorming circuit introduces a new novelty to the game, night baseball under the bright lights, will his dreams of playing pro ball finally be realized? Or will his bloody past catch up with him before he gets the chance? From the Midwest fields of the 1920s to the big city lights of today, Past Time is a small town thriller on a national scale. You and me both, sicko. I mean, I saw this like, oh my God, there's so many good things this week, but the baseball, vampire, oh my God, come on, man. Come on, man. I had to make that one the penultimate book. Yes, aggressively. That is absolutely the truth. Baseball been very good to Chico. All right, that is a combo. Yes, new meaning to Red Sox. Oh man, that would be an interesting way for the book to wrap up, wouldn't it? He's playing with the weapon that could actually kill him. That's pretty funny. So yeah, this is in a week where there's several candidates for the penultimate book. This is one that I definitely had to pick because, man, is that Jackie Robinson? No, this is a left-handed, looks like pitcher. And okay. But it's a period piece, it's baseball, and it's vampires. Come on, man. I had to jump all over that. So that is your penultimate book for this evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, moms and dads.
Mad Cave takes the crown again.
Mad Cave is banging it, man. Mad Cave is banging it. All right, so usually I don't do a penultimate with anything between the penultimate and the last book. I don't think I will, but just a couple of books I wanted to like kind of just FYI, just in case you weren't aware of them. This is one here, Polis, which is from artists and writers in the AWA and artisans. This is, I think, about this is a one shot. It's about police in I forget what is it some Spanish country? I forget which it was, but it looks good because it's from AWA. And then there was another one, Bad Pussy from Big Bad Media. All right, so and I clicked on it before.
Bad Bug Media.
Bad, but I say what I say. Bad what?
You said Big Bad Media.
Big Bad. Oh, well, same flavor. Big Bad Media. It's not Big Pussy Media. It's Big Bad Media. Bad Pussy.
Bad Bug.
Bad Mug. Bad Bug. And it was like no commentary. There's nobody has said anything, and there's no description of what the book is about other than bad pussy. And I just left a comment like details. You clue us in a little bit more as to what the hell is going on with this. You're kind of leaving us hanging there. All right, so there's that. And the last thing I want to take a look at is where are we? Oh, there's this nice. It was part of the thumbnail for this week. It's Blood Wars. Blood Wars, which got some interesting comment, at least in its review here. Juba, a formidable half-human, half-spirit mercenary, embarks on a perilous journey to claim his rightful throne in the Beanie Kingdom. Haunted by prophecy and driven by destiny, Juba must navigate a world of treachery, ancient magic, and brutal battles. As he confronts dark forces and rival claimants, the stakes are nothing less than the fate of a kingdom and the legacy of his people. This first issue sets the stage for an epic saga filled with intense action, deep lore, and a fight for power that will captivate readers from start to finish. 26 pages, $10.
Wow.
I know indie comics publishing is hard, as we all always discuss, man, but man, that's a little steep for the for the folks to pick you up for the first time. It looks beautiful, the art looks great. I'm sure the folks working on it. Oh God, Iodele Ilegba, Chima Kalu, and Damiola Oisanya, and Obasai Jahim Amare. I hope I pronounced you gentlemen's names correctly.
You didn't. Easy for you to say.
I was in the ballpark, so to speak. Cover B by Chima Kalu, which is one of the creators here. I mean, it's got some great art, and I'm intrigued by the concept of it, and the logo design is nice and all that, man. And this one, this one is a I guess a special variant, and it has a $35 price tag. Are they trying to, dude, I don't know who's gonna pay that much for that book. I wish you all the best. It's the Kickstarter Virgin Bear. Maybe they still have their Kickstarter prices on it. But you got some really great artwork, man. But I don't know. I mean, a little bit steep for these trying times. I don't know. For a brother about to get his Medicare cut off and his Social Security, I don't know if I'll be able to find $10 for that book and $35 for that one. But I wish you all the best in your endeavors. Yeah, I know, man. I mean, that's just wow. I missed that one. I don't think anyone does. Oh yeah. I know. I have to think of it. I call that the run through, the drive by. I was like, oh, this one, there's that one, there's this one, there's that one, and I meant to get to that one too, but we were a little low on time, so we're not going to do that. So yeah, let's just call it a night. It's a night. All right. Thanks to everyone who stopped by for whatever time. Those of you watching on the replay, thanks to Sam from Sinopa Publishing. Link is in the chat, soon to be in the description, for the second issue of Tubi and our time-traveling magic mushrooms. And man, thanks to everybody out there. And son, the usual for you next week?
Mondays, JP Budget Collecting. Tuesdays on my channel, Circumstances. And then Wednesdays back here. Same as always.
Yeah, man, sounds like a week to me right there. So, man, thanks to you too, son, for always showing up. I appreciate you so much, man. That's I know this is your Friday pretty much for as far as it goes with with streaming.
Yeah, my last one. Yeah,
a long week for you already. So I appreciate you. I appreciate all of you. We love all you guys. And thank God we didn't lose power tonight, and hopefully our cars and our homes will be safe, in this bad weather. And then check out Tubi.
Tibby,
Tibby,
yeah.
Tibby, not Tubi, not the network. Check out this wonderful cover here and this wonderful book that's for sale. So shout out to them over at Sinopa Publishing. Sam, you put some winners together, my friend. So until next week, God willing, and the creek do not rise, we will be back again. So until that time, peace and love to all of you. Good night.
We love you, Denver! City by the Bay! John Denver!
Is a fire really necessary?
Ask them.